This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world calls God, and Yahushai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami Camp. And the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 16, all right, is because we're living in a time period, all right, where we're at the end, all right, the year of prophecy, 2018, all right, where we're getting close to the end, all right, where, okay, who the world calls God, his name is Yahweh, all right, he's gathering all the nations under the sun to go fight, okay, in the Middle East, all right, and he called it Armageddon because when you look up that word Armageddon, all right, it means mount of troops, okay, or it would say a place of crowds. When you look, it means Megiddo. All right, if you look it up in the Greek, it says Megiddo. All right, a place of crowds. All right, according to Wikipedia, Wikipedia said Armageddon. According to the book of Revelation, in the New Testament of the Bible, Armageddon, from the ancient Greek Armageddon, all right, or the Latin Armageddon, the prophesied location of gathering of armies for a battle during the end times. And that's where we're at. We're at the end times, right? We're in the year of prophecy, all right? And you see it. All right, if you do any type of research of what's going on in the Middle East, man, you see all the nations over there, all right, gathering together for the final battle, all right? World War III, okay? Variously interpreted as either a literal or symbolic location. It's actually a literal, all right, because that's the... if you read the book of Joel, which I'll get, all right, it's the Valley of Decision, all right, this is the Lord setting it up, all right. The term is also used in generic sense to refer to any end of the world scenario, right? And the what world? Esau's world, all right, the so-called white man's world, all right. And so when you see all these nations gathering together, all right, Armageddon, it's getting close, okay, to where you're going to see Esau's world get terminated, end. And then you're going to see Jacob world begin, all right? In fact, that wasn't part of the lesson, but it came to my mind. I might as well bring it out. 2nd Esdras, chapter 6. All right? And I'm just going to get to the point. It says, verse 7, 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Right, and Ezra's talking to the Lord. Okay, when will the end be? All right. Okay, when will this end be and the new beginning start? All right. Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. All right. So now, all right. The Lord is telling Esdras, okay, hey. All right, if you go to the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, all right, you remember when Jacob held the heel of Esau, all right? This is how you know that the times that we're living in, where we're at the end. Verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world. So who's Esau? So-called white man, all right? That's how you know we're at the end of the world, man, all right? When the so-called white man's in power, all right, we're at the end, all right? And we see it. Who runs all the banking in district, banking institutions, all right? Whose military is out and all over the globe, all right? The American military, all right? Who controls the American military, all right? So-called white man, all right? The Edomites. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? And Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth, all right? So we're at the end, all right? We're at the end where, okay, when we see all these nations, okay, in one concentrated area, all right, that this world's about to end, all right? And that's what we're seeing, all right? And that's why we're in the last days. We're in the time of prophecy. So now let's get back to the book of Revelation, chapter 16. Oh, and by the way, I looked it up in the etymology. What does the word Armageddon mean? It says a cataclysmic final conflict. That's the etymology, according to etymology online. So yeah, man, a cataclysmic final conflict. What's that final conflict? World War III, all right? To end this world, Esau's world. Revelation chapter 16, verse 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, right? Who's gathering together? Who the world, okay, ignorantly calls God, all right? The Most High, Yahweh. He's gathering together, all right? Verse 17. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done right. Okay, so who's stirring the pot up, man? All right, it's the Most High, all right, and he's sending his angels to do it, all right, because the angels of the Most High, all right, they follow the commandments of the Most High. So whatever command that the Most High, who the world ignorantly calls God, who the world calls God, all right, who the world calls God says, the angels do. All right, that's why I said it is done, because now you see all the nations in the Middle East. All right, now let's get to the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Right, the second woe is past. That was World War II. And now the third woe cometh quickly, which is World War III. All right? So that's where we're at, man. Okay, Armageddon. Okay, the mountain of troops. The gathering, okay, for a cataclysmic final conflict. All right? The end of this world. All right? World War III. And that's of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right? Let's get to Revelation. Well, actually, before I do that, now let's get some news articles that I have that I recently came out. Because hey, that's why we here at Great Millstone, we always look at prophecy. We go to current events. We watch the news. Like Apostle always says, watch the news. All right, pay attention to what's going on. All right, so that you see and then you read the scriptures. Like, hey, man, this is happening right before our eyes. So now this is from Military Times. All right, this came out today. It says, Russian military on alert for massive war games set to be the largest since Soviet games in the 80s. Now, why are they doing that, all right? Why are they doing that? All right, because it's of the Most High, all right? He says once again, all right, let's go back to Revelation 16 and 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, right? Who's gathering them? The Most High. So he's stirring these nations up to go into the final war, man. All right? What are they training for? All right? Just to spend money and look cool on TV? No. They're getting ready for World War III. And World War III is going to happen in the Middle East. All right? Moscow says Russia's military forces in the country's east were put on high alert Monday ahead of massive war games that involved China and Mongolia. Nay. Because the Russians are not alone. China's with them. They have what's known as the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. I'm going to keep bringing that out. The SCO. All right? Look into that. All right? For those that are here in America that don't believe that World War III is going to happen. All right? Look up Shanghai Cooperation Organization. All right? There's a lot of nations joined to it. Whether they train or they observe. Okay? Iran's part of that. Pakistan's part of it. India's part of it. And Pakistan and Iran... All right, they once hate each other, but why are they part of the same organization? All right, because we're here. All right, we're in the last days, man, where all these nations are going to gather together for the final combat, man. Mainly to who? To overthrow who? The American Empire. All right, America. All right. Continuing on, it says the largest show of power in nearly 40 years. The Russian defense minister said. Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said the 5 days of military drills will pave the way for the Vostok East 2018 military exercise. Shoigu said that those maneuvers set for next month will be the largest since massive Soviet war games in 1981. Yeah, man. And China and Mongolia are part of it. All right, these are the times that we're living in. It says, as part of a smaller, separate military exercise this week under the auspices of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, a security group dominated by Moscow and Beijing, Chinese warplanes landed Monday at a Russian airbase in Chelyabinsk region of the Ural Mountains. Right. So you have now, you know, there's training happening, all right, because we're living in the last days, man. World War III, the end of Esau's world, all right? Armageddon is about to happen, okay? The Russian military has increased both scope and the frequency of its maneuvers amid tensions with the West. It also has expanded military ties with China, all right? So now let's go to Revelation chapter 9, verse 14. I'll start at 13. And a sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar, which is before the Most High, verse 14, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. Right, so it's the angels stirring the pot up there in the Middle East, which is drawing all the nations, okay, into that area for Armageddon, all right, which is Armageddon, excuse me, all right, mountain of troops, okay, Megiddo, all right, and so that's the times that we're living in. As the angels doing it because they're being commanded by the Most High, who the world calls God. Verse 15, and the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. Right, and who's the third part of men? All right, you Edomites, man, okay, mainly America, all right, because these nations are going to launch nuclear missiles at America, all right, because they're all going to eventually, all right, look at each other and say, man, the enemy is America. We got to destroy this bitch, all right? It's the problem. Verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them right. All right, and that's talking about the nuclear missiles that be shot out of America, man, all right? 200 million, all right? And 17, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. Right, that was John was describing the nuclear missile, the ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile. All right, he had to describe it in a certain way back in the time when he was on the island of Patmos. All right, during the time period of the Roman Empire. All right, so how else was he going to describe it? So he was describing it this way. All right, verse 18. By these three was the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. Verse, right, out of their mouths. That's where the nuclear warhead, all right? That's where it's at, okay? In the head. Verse 19, for their powers in their mouth, right, that's where they get the power to move, all right? It gets shot, you see the fire from behind it, all right? So it could get shot over here to America, all right? Or wherever it gets shot at. Because it's going to, not only America is getting hit with nuclear missiles, all right? Other places are getting hit with nuclear missiles, all right? Verse 19. For their powers in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads. And with them do they hurt. Right, they hurt, meaning killing a lot of people. That's why there's going to be a mass death here in America, all right? So now let's get more into some news articles, right? Because hey, even Pakistan is now, okay, pivoting towards Russia, all right? And this is beautiful, man. You're seeing all the nations, all right, gathering together, all right, to go to war against America, all right? Because they see America as the biggest threat. Pakistan pivots towards Putin's Russia after Trump gets tough, right? And this is according to NBC News, all right? Russia, so this is your secular news media, American peons. Russia and Pakistan were sworn enemies during the Cold War when Pakistan and CIA-backed guerrillas defeated the Soviet Red Army in Afghanistan. Right, that was during the 80s. Nuclear-armed Pakistan is embracing Cold War foe Russia amid unraveling ties with Washington. The Trump administration has penalized Islamabad for failing to rein in militants waging war on the U.S.-backed government in neighboring Afghanistan. American military aid to Pakistan was suspended earlier this year. Right, so America stopped giving money to Pakistan. Pakistan said, okay, we're going to go now to Russia and train with them, all right, and learn their ways. All right, we're going to be alliance with Russia. And that's what's happening, all right? Okay, these are the times that we're living in. All right, what's another thing that America is doing, man, that's pissing off China, right? They're pissing off China. This came off Asia Times, all right? U.S. says ready to slap sanctions on China over Iran oil imports. it goes on and says, in response to a request from Washington that all countries cut oil imports from Iran to zero by November deadline, and that November deadline is a very interesting time, okay, because Trump put out that any nations after November still trading, okay, with Iran with oil, all right, then there's gonna be repercussions, and so that's. All right, hey, we're here, man. We're about to see a lot of crazy shit happen in this world, especially here in America. All right? Beijing said earlier this month that they would not reduce their purchases. Other countries, including Japan, South Korea, India, have been in talks with the administration to receive waivers in exchange for significantly cutting imports of Iranian crude, right? Because, hey, Iran, okay, does, okay, business with all these nations. And now America out of nowhere is trying to tell, okay, all these nations stop doing business with Iran. Nah, man, it ain't gonna fly like that. All right, that's why World War III is coming. All right, these nations are gonna be like, fuck you, America. All right, we're gonna go to war with you. We're gonna send missiles at your bitch ass country, man. All right, and that's what's coming. Let's go to the book of Joel. All right, back to the scriptures. Because at the end of the day, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is doing this. All right, this is his movie. He's the director, and he's gathering the nations for Armageddon, man. He's gathered nations. Armageddon, all right? This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Right, this is the Lord telling all you nations, because you're Gentiles. All right, if you look up that word Gentile, all right, it's Gayawam, Gawayim, all right, which means Goyim, sheep, all right, because y'all a bunch of heathens, man, all right, another word, heathens, okay, all right, and so the Lord's just using you to fulfill his purpose, which is to fulfill prophecy. Prepare war, right, so that's what we hear the prophets are telling you through the spirit power Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all right, we hear the prophets are telling you, nations, all right, you're going to war, get ready, World War III is coming, okay, Armageddon, all right. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Right, and if you look at all the nation's budget, all right, all the taxes that are taken from their citizens, they're investing in military, in war, all right, and weapons, and tanks, and helicopters, and nuclear missiles. All right, that's where all the money's going. It's not going into the infrastructure, all right? It's not going to create jobs, all right? Not any jobs that are high-paying jobs, low-paying jobs. That's the only thing that they're putting out there, all right? Because it's the time of war, all right? All the money's being invested in war, okay? The war machine, all right? Look at America's military-industrial complex, all right? Verse 10. Beat your plowshare. I notice it says, let the weak say I'm strong, right? Russia and China, at one point in a time, they were weak. Now they're strong. North Korea, all right, they're strong now. They got a good army, all right? Iran, the Persians, they got a great army, all right? So this is the times that we're living in, all right? Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Verse 11. Assemble yourselves, right? Assemble also goes back to Armageddon, all right? Okay, because when you looked up that word in the... So let me get it real quickly. It says, in Wikipedia, it says the hill mount, Tulum, a hill mount, all right? Where is it? The name, Megiddo, a place of crowds, a mountain of assembly, right? And that's where it's happening, mountain of assembly, right? And this is in Wikipedia, all right? Armageddon would mean mountain of assembly, all right? So, yeah. So, hey, man, that's what's happening, all right? Armageddon. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. There you go, heathen, okay? And gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Right, that's why the angels are stirring up, okay, the Euphrates River. They're stirring it up, okay, to create, okay, that final conflict, okay, which is World War III, okay? Continue on. And gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Verse 12, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right. Jehoshaphat in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, which, okay, means Yahweh's judgment. Because that's what he's judging the heathens. All right, by putting them to war. And while they're in the middle of the war, that's when he'll enter in, all right, and clean house. All right. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's the judgment, man. All right. So we're living in the last days. This is the year of prophecy, man. All right. 2018. And you're seeing it. Verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Right. And the wickedness is all you nations, man. It's great. The Lord sees all your wickedness. That's why it's making sure you guys go into the final war. All right. Armageddon. All right, gathering you around, all right, so you can end up attacking each other, okay, mainly America, all right, because you're wicked. You people are wicked, man. There's no righteousness here on the earth right now because of who's ruling it, mainly the so-called white man, the Edomites, and all you nations that follow the so-called white man, all right, his philosophy, okay. Verse 14, multitudes of multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Right, it's the valley of decision where the Lord is going to judge and put you people to death, man. You military personnel of all you nations, you're not going to get put to death in these last days, man. All right? Hey, it behooves you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans that are still in the military to get out. Go AWOL, all right? Get out, all right? Take the lick, take the, the jail time, all right? Because if you basically stay in the military now at this stage of the game, you're gonna go fight in World War III, man, and you ain't coming back to America, all right? You're never going to see this place again. You're going to die out there in the Middle East. This is the book of Zephaniah. All right? Because the Lord said to us, wait upon him. All right? All we hear as prophets is to bring the word out. All right? This is the book of, I just had it. Okay, Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. Right, that's what we're doing. We're waiting upon the Lord. All right? We're waiting on him. Okay, we can't take these nations down right now. We have no power. We have no army. All right? So all you stupid ass pseudo-Hebrew Israelites talking about training with weapons and building an army here in America, you're an idiot. All right? The Lord said, wait ye upon him. All right? All we're here to do is just to bring out the word. All right? In truth and sincerity. Okay? Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. Right? Nuclear missiles, man, as well as a chariot shooting them laser beams, all right? So that's the times that we're living in, man. This ain't a time, all right, to be thinking you can overthrow the so-called white man right now, all right? Nah, we're supposed to preach the word, okay, push this truth out, okay, wait on the Lord. All right? One more, this came to my mind. All right? Isaiah chapter 34. All right? Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. Come near ye nations, to hear, and hearken ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come from it. Right? Hey, and that's what the Lord's doing with us, man. All right? We hear the prophets. We're telling you, hey, the Lord said, get ready. All right? Listen up, man. Y'all going to go fight in the Third World War. Okay? Armageddon is about to happen. All right? Verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. Right? Armageddon. Okay? Megiddo. Okay? Mountain of troops. Okay? A mountain of assembly. All right? Back to what etymology said, cataclysmic final conflict, Mount of Megiddo, all right? What's the final conflict? World War III. And this is of the Lord. He said, once again, and his fury upon all their armies, he hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Right? Y'all gonna get put to death. All right? He said he destroyed y'all. So, hey, man, this is the times that we're living in. And that's why we give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. He's going to take down our enemies, man. That's why we wait upon him. All right? Armageddon is happening, okay? It's happening and is only going to intensify, all right? Because these wars are going to get bigger, all right? World War III has to happen. So Lord willing, that was edifying. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith. And with that, Shalom.